Alright, guys. I think it's time to talk about it. I was wrong. I was severely wrong. You know, Kojima games are very unique. He's a mechanic-heavy dude. He likes his mechanics. He likes his ideas. And I'm never going to or have criticized him for his mechanics. They're just not my flavor of game. But I finally gave one of his games a chance, which was Death Stranding. Now, I did a little bit of a thing on my channel where I asked my community, do you think I should play this game? And if I like it, I will play the second one, which had a lot of positive. So I can't remember the percentage, but basically it won. I was like, all right, let me try it. I know it's tedious. I heard it's tedious. But the gameplay for late game just seems so interactive and goofy and wild. The cutscenes, some of this is from 2, by the way, but I'm playing 1. And I was like, dude, this game is not what I thought it was about. What the hell is it about? And I've seen that question all over the internet, is what is this game about? Now, I can't explain exactly what it's about, but I can tell you this. In my 25 to 30 hours of play, still only 1/3 of the game played, by the way. At least from what I understand. I'm only on like chapter 5 of like 14 or 15. And I'm going to tell you, it is fantastic. It's one of those games where you feel like you're actually progressing. And I don't mean just by a little. I mean by a lot. You just start out as what everybody thought the game was, walking. That's it. But the area and the music is amazing. It's very well done, cinematic, masterpiece look. So in the beginning, it already sets the tone, which I think is fantastic. I loved it, okay? It was just great. And Norman Reedus does pretty good. I think it's all right. That's not bad at all. And then the entire concept, okay? The world building and concept is super unique and weird, which is Kojima. He does weird stuff. It's always unique. But in this specific one, because I didn't play a lot of Metal Gear games, I played like 2 of them. And one of them, nobody even says this really Metal Gear, which is the Revengeance or whatever the fuck it was. Okay, it's the one where it's just a hack and slash. I liked it, but it wasn't a Metal Gear game to a lot of people because it missed out on the core mechanics. Still a good game to me. I'm pretty sure people still like it, but I think everybody can agree it's not exactly Metal Gear itself. It's just in the Metal Gear universe. But to get back on topic, so Death Stranding starts off very easily, just kind of boring, but the environment drags you in and kind of gets you the core concept. Pretty much the first map area is just a tutorial level, and then you get to the big map. Now, I don't know how many maps there are. From the looks of it, for me, just playing it, it looks like there's 3 maps. I haven't gotten to the west side of the US, so I don't know if that's actually a part of it or not. But I do know that where I'm at now, I've got majority of the map almost done, and it's really cool. Now, to give you an understanding, the progression, like how you feel in the beginning to where I'm at now, almost 30 hours in, like I said, you start out walking, but now I have like a giant highway. There's multiple vehicles to pick from. If you want to be fast, you get a bike. If you want to haul a whole bunch of items when you're doing your deliveries, is a big giant truck that holds like 30, 40, some odd whatever packages. So it's so many kilograms, however they do their math, for weight. I don't know. It's like, oh, do you just deliver packages? No, you do raids too. At least I call them raids. You're basically raiding the bad guys. They have their own little tent city place where they're hoarding all the stolen goods. You can go in, drop kick people, beat the hell out of them. If you see a package that you don't want to claim, you can grab it and chunk that motherfucker at somebody and just knock them out. Well, if you're playing on normal. Now, if you're playing on harder difficulties, it's going to be obviously harder. But I'm playing on normal and just enjoying the mechanics that there are. There's so much that you can do that it is just unbelievable. You can actually you can kill the people, which is insane because in this game, if you kill them, it causes what is called a void out. I had a void out in the tutorial area, and what it does, it actually completely changes the map. Okay, in that area, if there's a void out, it's going to be a giant crater. And that is it. You have destroyed that part of the map. Now, it's supposed to stay the rest of the game. So guess what? The void out, still there. Can't change it. Can't fix it. I don't know if anybody's ever tried to void out the entire map. I don't know if that would be possible, if it would ruin the game. But I know that void outs are really cool, and that just, it blows my mind that it exists in this game, that they did it so well, and it's not just like a trigger inside of one cinematic, scene. It's a real thing that you can do pretty much at random. It can happen. You kill somebody, they don't get properly disposed of, boom, you get a void out, and you get a BT heavy area type thing. It's really cool. I like it. Now, there's some kind of weird components to it, like a baby, okay? Just gonna let you know, there is a baby. Carry the baby. I don't want to get into detail of it because I don't truly understand it. But basically, babies or BBs are used to, you know, with this hookup system, be able to sense the BTs, which are just Dead Stranding like ghosts, basically. That's the best way to put them. They're tethered to the world and they can fuck you up. Your character itself can't die, but you can cause void outs and all sorts of other things when you die. But when you die, you come back, you're resurrected, and that area that you died in is a void out area. So it's completely fucked. Now the combat, dude, just speaking on normal, is goofy. It's hilarious. I like it. You can run people over. You can do all sorts of things. The fighting itself is a little wonky, but fun. I like call it breaking them ankles. If you've ever played Call of Duty, you know, try to be the speed demons basically, and you're just going around and using the mechanics really heavy to get around them. That's what I do if they're shooting at me. I just start going around until I can get one good lick on them and knock them the hell off their guns. They get turrets and stuff later on in the game, and which is really cool because once you get into being able to use guns, that's where you have to make a choice. Do you want to complete your area or whatever you're doing and actually have to dispose of the bodies, which can be a problem because of the terrain, okay? And I'm going to get into the terrain here in just a second to kind of explain why you have to pick and choose, knock them out, or take the easy way out and one bullet per head, and it'd be instantly done, but you still got to get rid of the bodies or it will call it a catastrophic spot. So it'd be a big issue later. Like I said, if you're going to make a choice to have to get rid of the bodies so you don't have a big problem, you got to trek the terrain. Now, the terrain is ever-changing, okay? That's what I think is really cool. Think of it like multiplayer, but instead of everybody helping each other, seeing each other, in this way, you're helping each other through the environment. So every time you take a piss somewhere, it just shows, it's really stupid to say, mushrooms grow. You can all nap together in one spot, which helps. I forget what the mechanic does, but it's supposed to help. There's a light system, which everybody enjoys from what I've seen. If you help participate in building the entire world, you can leave ladders, you can leave stakes with rope, you can leave all this stuff you build, and people can leave likes as a thank you for having a good spot. There's charging stations in a whole bunch of different places. They're there to help when you get stuck, okay? Because you can get stuck a lot, especially if you don't have a built road. Now, the roads that you build have where you don't use battery, which is great, especially for long trips, if you're trying to use said truck to haul a shit ton of stuff. Now, I'm only talking about the mechanics. Why? Because the story you need to watch. I can't explain it. It's so convoluted and goofy and wild and insane, you've got to actually play the game. Okay, it's Kojima. He does weird stuff, and the story from the trailers made no sense to me. But every one of those trailers are in-game and kind of make sense once you start playing it. But to get back on what I was saying, so the roads you can make to on the second map, not the tutorial map, you make the roads and they make everything easier for deliveries, which allows you to get more materials, allows you to level up each area or each headquarters or whatever, to where you can actually like sleep at them, get special materials, get special stuff, get upgraded versions of everything. It's just almost well worth it. Considering I'm 30 hours in and I have some really top tier stuff for what I'm doing, just makes the game easier. But yeah, being wrong is not a big deal. I'm actually pleasantly happy I was wrong about this game because it is that good. It's, like I said, what I've described is barely scratching the surface. There's a few things that I didn't really, or I'll say one major flaw, and I think anybody can agree with this. So when I use the bike and it looks like it's a clear path, and it usually is, without a rock or even a tidbit there, sometimes because the layout just moves ever so slightly, it will stop the bike. I don't use the truck that much because it's not as fast. So when I'm off-road, I try to use the bike as much as possible because it can go around the terrain very easily compared to the truck. And I think anybody can agree. The terrain, the rough terrain aspect of it with the bike is just stupid. It really is. That's the only thing that I actually pretty much, I would say, is the number one problem with the game, is where you could have clear land, and as soon as something shifts ever so slightly, it will like just wall stop the shit out of your bike, which completely breaks the momentum of you trying to run and escape, especially when you're having a BT experience. If you're running away from a BT and you're using a bike which should be able to outrun them, you will get stuck on nothing. Okay, visibly nothing. Now obviously it's the terrain somewhere, but it's a program in the game of that terrain, the spot that stops the bike, and it shouldn't. Now, with rocks and stuff, yeah, even small rocks look like it shouldn't stop a bike. Especially when the rock is no bigger. I have to use this as an example. But if the rock is this big and your wheel could visibly just roll over it, it shouldn't hit here and just stop the entire bike. That's my only complaint. Literally that. That's I don't know how to put it without sounding like I'm trying, to find something to hate about the game, but it's an actual, like, you will see it. If you ever play the game, you will see what I'm talking about. It's that one little thing. In fact, I'll use this same example with Red Dead Redemption. I know a guy who will not play Red Dead Redemption 2 because of that same type of problem. If you're riding the horse, small little specks of rock or something, I don't know if it corrected when I played it or what happened, but at one point in time, if you hit that little rock, you would go flying off the horse would collapse, all that stuff. Now, when I played it, it wasn't as bad, but you could still get hit by, like, I don't know, a foot tall rock, basically. The horse wouldn't jump over him all the time, and yeah, you would just go flying, and it would kill him sometimes. It'd be a make it or break it moment, and if you did that enough, you'd probably stop playing the game. And this would be one of those things, because you get the bike pretty early on, and that's a very good way to transport yourself, especially from headquarters to headquarters if you're trying to raid and you're trying to get stuff done, so you can build small parts of this road I was talking about, just so to make it easier, so you can traverse quicker and faster and less, no attacks. You don't have to worry about the damn rocks, all this other stuff. It is going to be very noticeable early on, and I know a lot of people aren't going to like that. I don't. It's because the walking part is just as goofy, but it makes sense because you're, carrying the stuff, and those little rocks can make you, like, topple your ankle a little bit. That makes sense. But with the bike, I'd feel like you'd probably have a little bit of a fumble, but it wouldn't, like, make you just stop. Okay. Yeah, I had to use a childish little noise. Maybe that will kind of make you understand how serious I am with this little thing, this little tidbit. Okay, it's still a great game. Okay, let's be honest. I'm going to be honest. It's still a really good game. I like it. It plays well. It does well. The story is fucking bonkers. It's like an acid trip. But overall, so far, the gameplay, the mechanics, which, again, Kojima apparently is just really good with. The story's an oddball, but everything in it plays so well. The environments are really good. There's even rock slides. Why did he put them in there? Fuck you. That's why. Because he wants you to get hit and learn and try to find a way around it. And I got lucky the rock slides haven't hurt me yet, but I'm pretty sure they're coming. They're going to come. But yeah, guys, that's about all I wanted to say. Come join me while I'm still on this venture of Death Stranding. I'm on vacation, so I'll be streaming a lot this week. I'm going to try to stream, it could be several hours a day, probably multiple streams a day. I don't know, because I still got all this to do. I finally got the box in. It's off camera. But the big giant box shelf, which is like this, is getting put up over here, and it's going to have more awesome stuff on it for me. I've been waiting to get all this situated. If you only watch my videos and not my streams, you're right there is a blinky light. That is a clock. That is my LED clock that I didn't put batteries in because I just haven't done it. But it's about time for me to get off, get the stream going. That's all I got to say, guys. Y'all have a good one.